able to start.
Hello, welcome to Fireside Chat. I'm very happy to be with you tonight. I wanted to talk about something that is really important in our lives, and that is being able to start recognizing when something is a scam. I think it's really important, especially for vulnerable people in the population that may not know what to look out for. And so I think it's really important if you have an idea of how things work and how something can feel like a scam, or you know for sure it's a scam, then you can absolutely just stop communicating and make sure that your information is private and secure. So there's a story in AARP, and it is in their bulletin, the month of May 2024. And this is a story by Abby Alton Schwartz, and it's entitled, "I Never Thought I Could Be Scammed Until I Was." Cybercrooks fooled me. Here's how not to be next. So this is Abby. "I was at my desk checking email and saw a fraud alert from PayPal. I skimmed the message below the familiar logo. Here's your invoice, due on receipt, $1,069.69. I hovered my cursor over the sender's address to see if it matched the display name. It appeared authentic. service@paypal.com. Still, I knew not to click through the email itself and instead logged directly into my PayPal account. There it was, an invoice from a company I'd never heard of. My heart began racing. In my adrenaline-fueled panic, I made a huge mistake. I returned to the email, which now I trusted, saw the line that said, quote, 'Don't recognize this invoice,' unquote, and called the number for reporting fraudulent charges listed underneath. That's when the trap was sprung. The man who answered my call said he'd help me after verifying my identity. Like the perfect mark, was victim, I dutifully gave him my email address, along with the code PayPal then texted to my mobile phone. Quote, 'Someone in Miami is trying to purchase an iPhone with your PayPal account,' unquote, he said. Quote, 'Your financial information and credit cards have all been compromised,' unquote. Suddenly, I realized what I'd done. I called a number on an unsolicited, that means you didn't ask for it, did not search them out, email, and the man I was talking to was a crook trying to draw more information from me. I hung up and tried to log back in to PayPal, but the scammer had already changed my password using the code I'd provided. Requesting another code to my phone, I was able to access my account. By then, he had sent 26 more invoices to PayPal for bogus services totaling more than $20,000 that quickly. With shaking hands, I called the customer service number on PayPal's website. A representative promptly locked down my account, emailed password reset links, confirmed my contact information, and walked me through canceling each fraudulent payment request. Luckily, I'd acted quickly and reached a real agent on time. Had I hesitated, the scammer could have changed the mobile number on my account and locked me out while approving fake charges. I would have had to work through PayPal, my bank, and credit card company to recoup money. That's if you can recoup money. Sometimes it's gone. Aside from my rattled nerves, I was unscathed. My money hadn't left my account, and after a brief review of the original invoice, PayPal closed the case in my favor. Until this, I'd prided myself on being wise to phishing scams. I know to check a sender's email address and not to click links. I delete all texts from unknown numbers and go directly to the source whenever I'm notified of problems on my accounts. But this criminal tricked me into responding by alerting me to his own fraudulent activity, along with spoofing the sender's domain to appear as a trusted source. This was a new level of deception. Darius Kingsley, head of consumer banking practices at Chase Bank, says scammers even use AI, artificial intelligence, to replicate the voice of a loved one in trouble. They can also spoof a contact's phone number so it looks like a friend or family member is calling, making the scam believable, he says. McAfee's Global Scam Message Study, released late last year, cited a huge uptick in scams. A key finding: people receive an average of nearly 12 fake messages or scams daily via email, text, or social media. 12 a day. Roma Majumder, a senior vice president at McAfee, says scam artists wait for people to take security shortcuts for speed or convenience, then take advantage. Advanced technology has made it even easier for cybercriminals, she says, but companies are using that technology to try to stay ahead. For example, Scott Knapp, director of worldwide buyer risk prevention for Amazon, says a passkey, Passkey, a newer two-factor authentication method, is more secure than a password. It creates an encrypted connection between a website or app and your device using the same biometrics you'd use to unlock your device, such as a fingerprint or Face ID. Companies work constantly to outsmart scammers. Last year, we took down over 40,000 phishing websites and over 10,000 fraudulent phone numbers, Knapp says. So reporting can make a real difference. So, yeah, it's happened to me in the past that I remember a couple of years ago, Chase fraud texted me. This is like 20 years ago. And they said, we just want to check if it's you. We received an alert that you're spending thousands of dollars in a store. Is this you? Do you recognize these charges? And I actually didn't. And so I said to them, no, could you maybe freeze my account or, stop that person from trying to actually get away with what they're trying to do? And it was a credit card. And so they froze the credit card, and I didn't have to pay anything because I let them know right away. And it's kind of a lot of trouble, though, because if you set up your banking to automatically pay things from debit or credit cards, if you change that debit or credit card number, you have to individually go to each company that you're allying, paying bills with that account number, and you have to let them all know that there's a new account number and that that you want this new one to be used from now on. So it can be a lot of trouble, but it's really worth it. And I felt like Chase was really watching out for me because that happened 2 or 3 times. One time, it was me, but I was out of town, and I did actually make the purchases, so that was okay. But the next time it happened on a debit card, and sure enough, I had to get a new debit card and have them immediately freeze that account. And I think that if you notify them right away, then the person who's trying to scam you doesn't have as much time because you're reacting to it right away. So it's really important. There's certain things that are really important. So an email phishing is phishing. It sounds like phishing. Um, and that's where emails are sent to you that may not be from who they say they are. So if you hover your mouse over the address that it's coming from, and just check and see if it's some weird kind of combination of numbers or letters, or if it's actually, say, Amazon.com or the .com. And then, just as this person in this story suggested, go right to the source of where you're getting this message about. So if it says that we're putting a charge through for $600 on your Apple Card or whatever, go right to your Apple Card account and either call and ask if everything's okay, or just look and see, check your balance, make sure that there's nothing happening. Something else I think is really good is to put a freeze on all 3 credit bureaus. So you can do this really easily by either calling them, or if you're on their website, I think you can just hit, on or off for a freeze in like a second. But I really recommend that because that way, if someone is trying to open an account or a credit card or debit card in your name with your information, they are stopped. It's like a hard stop that it doesn't go any further. So that's really good to protect. It doesn't cost anything to have a credit freeze. And if you know that, say you're going to go buy a car or something in the next month or so, then you can unfreeze it and then do the transactions, buy the car, whatever it is, and then freeze it again. You have to set a reminder for yourself to do it because no one's going to prompt you. But it's really good to have that level of protection. Also, if you do get sent an email or a text and it's like there's an underlined kind of hyperlink going somewhere to solve this problem, definitely don't click on it because you're going to see a site that's not even real, that looks like it's trying to be the real site, and they've got you. So it's really it's incredibly important to update your phones and your computers whenever the actual company alerts you that there's a new update, to go ahead and do it, because sometimes they fix bugs, they fix problems with their site or their platform, but sometimes they're actually adding security fixes and making it harder for someone to actually scam you. So it's really great to keep up with those updates. And so, and I get them from Apple, and you can have it actually install the update at night while you're sleeping, or if you can plug your phone in wherever you are, then you can just say install now, and that updates the programs that are in your phone or computer. There's another thing that is really important, and that if someone sends you an email and they're pretending to be, your boss or someone that is asking you to do something. So say you get an email from a director level person at your company, and they're emailing you saying, I'm just on my way into a meeting, but I have to put a deposit on this transaction. Could you go ahead and authorize $3,000 to be moved to this account. And I don't have time. I'm walking into a meeting right now. So I appreciate you and yours sincerely, and that's their name. So if you didn't know any better, you'd think, well, this person has this email that looks like a company email. Maybe this director is truly in a rush, and I want to help this person. I definitely don't want to ignore it, because what if he needs it done right away? I have to make sure, like if someone several levels up asks you to do something, you don't want to say no. So you can check directly with the person. Just take a minute and call them, and then you can know for sure, did you send me this email? And usually they'd be just sitting in their office thinking, no, I didn't send you an email. And so you'll be really relieved to find that, yeah, you didn't move $3,000 to some account and it's gone now. So you can definitely help protect your own company from bad actors who are trying to steal assets. So it's very important, if you get emails coming that look like they're Microsoft and please do this update. It seems like legitimate. It does seem like it looks like it came from Microsoft. And there's, I guess I have to do another update, but maybe stop right there and go into Microsoft, go into your actual account and just find out, or call someone at Microsoft or chat with them and say, is there an update? Because I just got this email. And if they say no, that's a scam, you can send them the email so that they can be alerted themselves at a company level that someone was trying to breach their security, right? So there's many security breaches that have happened in the last year, and they're really huge corporations, like huge healthcare companies, and that's really sensitive information. We're taught as insurance professionals that we have to keep all of the information that a client gives us absolutely watertight, locked down, no matter what, because we can't even be in a Starbucks and do work and answer a call, because you could talk to a client and give information that no one else really should hear, but you're just trying to, answer this call. And so you don't want to answer or even check really your bank accounts or any kind of sensitive information in a public Wi-Fi. You don't want to be at Starbucks and check your bank balances and things like that, because you really don't know for sure if someone is stealing your information. So it's much better to have two-factor authentication so that you have more than one way of gaining access to your accounts. And just be aware, if you're talking about something like something work-related or even, a sensitive personal topic, be very aware that people around you can hear, people around you could record, that would be a violation of HIPAA to say any kind of information that potentially identifies a person. So even though, you're getting some work done in a coffee shop, you can't really be talking on the phone with work phone calls, because other people can hear you, and that is a violation. So I feel that, it's really important to keep up on, what scams are going around, And there's one that couple of years, it's been around for a couple of years, mostly in China, but it's definitely reached the US and UK. It has a horrible name. It's called a pig butchering scam. So yes, a pig, like PIG, butchering scam. So I'll give you a scenario. So say you're a young guy and you're just got this text, and this person, this girl says, "Oh, is this Ethan?" And you're like, "No, I'm Michael." So you're writing down, "No, I'm Michael." And so you might have the wrong person. So now that person, that girl, let's call her Holly. Holly knows that she has a live, like, valid phone number. So now she's gonna sort of like try to make kind of conversation in a sense by text. So this person, Holly, might say, "Oh, well, I'm so sorry. You know what? I didn't mean to bother you. Are you having a good day so far?" And so, do you see this very innocent conversation? They just try to strike up a conversation with whoever answers back because it's a valid number, right? So then, so this poor guy, Michael, says, "Oh, yeah, I'm having a good day. I just won a client or something like that." And so Holly is like, "Oh, that's great. Wow. Tell me about it," or whatever. And before he knows it, Michael is giving her details, and she's just absolutely recording everything and taking notes. And so, maybe they strike up a little friendship. And so, after a couple of days of texting and things like that, this Holly person says, "Hey, you know what? I can't talk this afternoon. I'm meeting my uncle, and he's going to help me with some investments." So they make sure they give you this information, but they're not asking you for anything yet, right? So Michael might say, "Oh, that's really interesting. What are you investing in?" And this person, Holly, would say, "Oh, my uncle's doing so well. He's teaching me about how to invest in cryptocurrency." And so Michael's like, "Oh, that's really interesting. I don't know very much about it." So, of course, they're banking on you not knowing very much about it. And so then this person, Holly, is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna meet with him, and then I'll call you after, and I'll tell you, what he's working on." So then this Michael guy is like, "Yeah, sure, absolutely." So Holly is like, "Yeah, he just made a lot of money, and he said that this uncle, right? This uncle told her that he can help her invest. So she's gonna put like $1,000 down, to have him tell her how to invest exactly." And so then after, a couple days, she calls Michael or whatever, texts Michael, and she says, "Oh my gosh, I made all this money, and it was so easy. My uncle's really good, and he's just been making so much money the last few months, and he's teaching me. You should try it." So then Michael thinks to himself, "Wow, you just doubled your money in like 3 days. That's really cool. I have an extra $500. Maybe I'll give it a try." "Okay, sure, Holly. I'm gonna send you this $500 and we can give it a try." So Holly is like, "Okay, great, send it here." So the people who run this scam, they actually go to the trouble of creating an entire website that looks exactly like a cryptocurrency exchange. So anybody who happened upon it through this link that they have that they send you totally looks like it's a real website. And so they make sure that you make money the first couple of small kind of investments, and you can take it right out. And that's really important that you make money and they allow you to take it out. But if you start investing more and more, say you're investing several thousand, now because this is a fake website, they can say, "Oh, you know what? In order to get your money back, you have to pay this fee." And so then you do whatever you can, and you end up paying the fee because you want your money back, your $20,000 or whatever. And so that's how it happens. So it's kind of like they're like enticing the pig with food, and then they're fattening up the pig and then slaughtering the pig. So that's kind of like how they're thinking of their victims. It's just awful. And honestly, you cannot trust anyone with crypto or Bitcoin or any of that. If they ask you for cards like Steam cards or Apple cards, there's a reason why they want money with those ways of paying. It's because they can't be traced. And so please be careful, and absolutely keep up with stories on the news and TV about different scams, because you have to have seen what it looks like so that you can recognize it and then absolutely keep all your money and don't get fooled by these people who are trying to scam you. So, yeah, very important. Talk to others about it too. Like, talk to other people. If you have some friends that you have lunch with on Mondays or whatever, let them know what you're learning about different scams, because if you know about different things, then you can recognize and then prevent it from even touching you. And because in a lot of situations, you can't get your money back and they're gone. So it's really awful that things can be so easily, um, you know, duped. Things can be so easily made to look real, and it's like we have to be even more vigilant and even more careful, and not to trust anyone. Don't click on a link. Like, go to the actual site of the company and communicate with the company, and then they can tell you exactly what's happening with your account. If someone is calling you and they're crying and they're saying they're your grandson and they're going to go to jail unless you pay this money, call your grandson and ask if he's all right, because chances are that's just some kid that they're getting to impersonate your child, your grandson, and your grandson is absolutely fine. And you would have spent all this money getting them out of jail when they're not even in jail. There's no problem. They're just at home doing homework. So, yeah, please be aware and look up. You can put in the word scam. If you're looking up a company, just put in the company name and then write scam, and then you'll have all kinds of Reddit posts and people sharing their experiences of how this could be completely fake. So, yeah, we'll update this here more as we go, but I just wanted to address it here today. And I hope that you've gained some knowledge and some insight about how to take care of yourself. So please be wary and don't trust, just people saying that they're this company or whatever. You know what? Deal with the actual company and find out for yourself. So thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk next time. I hope you're having a nice evening, and it's such a pleasure to sit with you for a little while. So thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye.